There's something your soul has known all along, but your mind keeps trying to override it with noise. That's why your desires hover, so close, yet never land. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're not worthy. And it's definitely not because you're not trying hard enough. The truth might sting at first, but it will set your frequency free. Just thinking positively isn't the key. In fact, the more your mind tries to control the manifestation, the more your energy betrays what's really being broadcast underneath. You've heard it before. Your thoughts create your reality, but that's only part of the equation. Thoughts are the surface. Vibration is the substance. Without vibration, thought is like air trying to spark a fire. It never ignites. And vibration doesn't come from what you say you want. It rises from what you feel in the silence, when no one's watching. Reality doesn't respond to performance, it responds to frequency. That's why we begin not in the mind, but in the field. The unseen current of emotional energy you carry. Your thoughts may envision a future, but only your frequency can call it into form. And this is the invisible war most souls are fighting. On the surface, affirmations, vision boards, strategic optimism. Underneath, doubt, fear, the old residue of not enoughness. This creates a vibrational split. One part of you is reaching forward, the other is anchoring you back. And the universe, it listens, not to what you say, but to the whole of you. Your energy speaks louder than your language ever will. That's why a person rooted in self-trust attracts miracles in silence, while another reciting perfect mantras from a place of lack sees nothing shift. Vibration is the signal, the field is the mirror. But where does this distortion begin? It begins with a belief we were taught since childhood, that intellect is everything, and the heart is just poetry. That manifestation is a checklist. That logic will save us. That mind and body are separate. This is the illusion, this is the fracture, and the price we pay is delay. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle tension between what you say you believe and what your nervous system still holds as true. The tension isn't weakness, it's your awakening. What you feel is not dysfunction. It's a symptom of a world that taught you to cling to control and to fear surrender like a sickness. But the fact that you're here, watching, listening, feeling something shift, that means something ancient within you is already waking. You are not just a thinker, you are a vibrational being, an instrument of resonance in a living universe. And until your frequency becomes a match to what you seek, it will stay in the distance. No matter how loudly you want it. This is not about abandoning the mind, it's about inviting the heart back into the equation. Thought without feeling is static, but when your thoughts and emotions begin to hum the same tune, when your mind and heart begin to sing in unison, that is when you become magnetic. That is when realities bend to meet you. It isn't magic, it's coherence, quantum coherence. And once you feel it, once it settles into your being, the outer world cannot help but reflect the shift. Today we begin unlearning the old way, the way that worships thought and dismisses feeling. We stop trying to fix reality with words, and instead we return to the energy beneath them. We stop performing positivity and start transmitting truth, because you were never meant to beg reality to change. You are here to become the frequency that reality has no choice but to mirror. So I'll ask you gently, in this moment, right now, are you imagining your dream life? Or are you already stepping into the self who lives it? There is a silent revolution unfolding beneath the surface of modern science, a shift that confirms what mystics and sages have whispered for millennia. Your consciousness does not live inside your head. It is not confined to tissue, bone, or blood. It is not trapped behind your eyes like a prisoner of perspective. In truth, you are not inside your body. Your body is inside your consciousness. And that shift in perspective changes everything. The moment you let go of the illusion that you are your brain, that your awareness is born of neurons and chemical sparks, you begin to see the world as it truly is, a projection of your multidimensional mind. Not local, not linear, not bound by skin, space, or time. Mystic physicist Dr. Amit Goswami calls consciousness the ground of all being, not something created by matter, but the very source from which all matter arises. Deepak Chopra describes the mind as a non-local field, unbound by geography, existing beyond space and time. And Bob Proctor, he reminds us that you are not a solid thing moving through space. You are energy, in elegant motion, a being of spirit, dancing briefly in human form. And this isn't just poetic mysticism anymore. It's what quantum science is now beginning to confirm. Let's open it gently. Your brain does not create awareness, it receives it. Like a radio doesn't invent the music, it just tunes in. Your brain is the tuner, your consciousness, the signal. And that signal, infinite, vast, multidimensional. Your body is not a container, it is an antenna. Your skin, your cells, your nervous system. Every part of you is designed to feel vibration and translate it into a dream you call life. That's why thoughts can arrive like whispers from nowhere. Why intuition speaks with a clarity that logic could never explain. Why dreams, memories, even visions from other realms sometimes pass through you like stardust in motion. You were never just a body. You are the awareness the body briefly holds. So why does this matter? Because the moment you realize consciousness is non-local, you stop reaching outward for power and begin remembering the field is already within you. You don't need to enter the quantum field. You are the field. And the more coherent your inner signal becomes, the clearer the field mirrors you back. This is why your power doesn't lie in trying to fix or force what's outside. It lies in the harmony within you. You're not attracting timelines like magnets. You're tuning into them like frequencies. Every emotion you emit sends out a vibrational blueprint. And every coherent intention, when fused with a deeply elevated emotion, ripples through the field like a cosmic command. Not metaphorically, measurably. The HeartMath Institute shows what mystics have long intuited. Your heart emits an electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than your brain. And that field doesn't stay inside you. It expands beyond your body, shaping the atmosphere around you, whispering to the universe who you believe you are. So here it is, the quiet truth that most overlook. You do not shape reality with thoughts alone. You shape it through coherence, the sacred alignment between mind, heart, and body. That's when your signal becomes magnetic. That's when the field listens, not to what you wish for, but to what you embody. You've been taught to believe you're separate, that you're limited, that you move through time in a straight line, hoping to eventually arrive. But you are none of those things. You are multidimensional awareness, continuously pulsing with information, broadcasting your state into a living, intelligent cosmos. Every thought, every emotion, every moment of presence is sculpting the landscape of your next reality. And this is why so many manifestations dissolve before they land. Because most people try to take from the field without realizing they are the field. They visualize, hope, and ask. But from a frequency of lack, of waiting, of it's not here yet. And the quantum doesn't judge that. It simply reflects that vibration back with mechanical, unwavering precision. So remember, you are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are not the story you've been handed. You are consciousness, aware, connected, limitless. And from that truth, you don't force manifestation. You become the frequency of what is already yours. This is not about belief. This is about vibration. The universe doesn't speak English. It speaks energy. And in every moment, you're in conversation with the cosmos. So pause and ask yourself gently, what am I saying through my vibration today? Because if you're not your body, and your awareness isn't confined to time or form, then what world are you actually living in? It seems like a strange question at first, but when you start looking through the lens of the quantum field, something astounding becomes clear. You're not in one reality. You're moving through infinite dimensions of consciousness, chosen by your frequency, and that changes everything. The idea of dimensions is often misunderstood. People imagine science fiction portals, alternate Earths, wild cosmic loops. But in the language of vibration, dimensions are not places. They are states of being, frequencies, lenses through which you interpret reality, filters through which the quantum responds. So when your vibration shifts, even subtly, the dimension you align with changes too. Not always with fireworks, but with frequency, quietly, powerfully. Let's take a deeper look. The third dimension is where most begin. It is the plane of separation, of cause and effect, of I'll believe it when I see it. In 3D, we cling to form. We wear labels like armor. We chase survival. The world feels dense, so emotions are reactive. Time moves like a slow, unforgiving river. Manifestation here is heavy, sluggish, frustrating. You think, you try, you wait, but nothing seems to land. And yet, the moment your consciousness begins to rise, through emotional regulation, spiritual alignment, and vibrational coherence, you don't just feel lighter, you begin to shift dimensions. The fourth dimension introduces fluidity. You stop reacting and begin responding. You become the observer, the one who chooses, not the one pulled by every ripple. Then comes the fifth dimension, a realm where manifestation becomes natural. Because you are no longer creating from separation. You are creating from unity. And here's the deeper truth. You don't shift dimensions by going anywhere. You shift by becoming someone else vibrationally. Every emotion, every thought, every choice tunes you into a frequency. And that frequency determines the dimension you operate in. If you dwell in guilt, shame, or fear, you align with a limited version of the field, and reality will reflect back the same limitations. But when you embody gratitude, move in faith, and live from sacred presence, the field reshapes itself. Time bends, doors open, paths appear. Not because you pushed harder, but because you finally tuned in to the version of reality that was already holding everything you've been waiting for. It's like radio. The song has always existed. You don't have to create it. You just need to tune in to the frequency where it's already playing. Your body, your emotions, your intentions, these are your dials. And the more coherent they become, the sharper your alignment with the life already waiting. This is why raising your vibration isn't about being positive all the time. Raising your vibration was never about pretending to feel good. It's about becoming conscious, about choosing your emotional state like an artist selects color, and learning to shift your inner world before expecting the outer one to respond. Let's go deeper. Quantum physics tells us a particle exists in pure potential until it is observed. But what determines what we observe and what remains hidden in the void? Your consciousness, more specifically, your vibrational signature. This is why two people can live in the same world, yet experience completely different realities, because they're not living in the same dimension, not energetically. Emotions are not just fleeting moods, they are codes, vibrational signatures that instruct the field. Grief slows the quantum current. Joy speeds it up. Anxiety collapses infinite possibilities. Trust opens new doors. So if you wish to access a dimension where manifestation flows with ease, where time bends and the future rushes to meet you, you don't have to wait, you have to rise. The leap isn't loud, it's not dramatic, it's subtle, it's silent. It begins when you stop reacting and start remembering your power to choose, when you stop waiting and start becoming. Because your vibration doesn't just influence your future, it selects which version of you gets to live it. Here's the paradox. The dimension you're in determines how life feels, but you determine the dimension. So pause, not with your mind, but with your field, and ask, what dimension is my frequency tuning me into right now? And am I truly ready to step into the next one? Because if your vibration selects your dimension, and your dimension defines what is possible, then this next truth becomes undeniable. The quantum field is not passive, It is profoundly, exquisitely responsive. You are not just drifting through energy. You are in a living dialogue with it, every moment, every breath, and the field always answers. The question is, what are you asking vibrationally? This is where ancient wisdom and quantum mechanics finally converge. According to quantum theory, every particle in the universe exists as potential until it is collapsed into form. And who collapses it? You. Not with logic, not with repetition, but with your entire frequency, your energy, your emotion, your identity. Joe Dispenza reminds us, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. Greg Braden echoes it clearly. The field is the mirror of the heart. These are not poetic metaphors. They are vibrational laws. When you emit a frequency, through thought, through feeling, through belief, the field mirrors it back as form. It does not ask if you deserve it. It does not judge your intention. It does not filter by right or wrong. It simply responds. So the question is not, can I manifest my dream reality? The real question is, are you becoming the version of you that already lives it? This moment you're living is not a test. It is not punishment. And it isn't a reward either. It's simply a mirror, a reflection of the frequency you've been silently broadcasting. Every person you meet, every pattern that loops, every opportunity that either arrives or vanishes. They're not random. They're responses, echoes of your vibration, echoes of the signal you emit without even realizing. So if you felt stuck, repeating the same struggle, don't blame the field. It's not ignoring you, it's obeying you. It's following the signal you've unknowingly asked it to repeat, and it always listens, not to your words, but to your state of being. But here's the beautiful part. You can change the signal. You can shift the frequency. And when you do, reality begins to respond in ways you never imagined. Not through force, not by begging the universe, not by repeating mantras until your throat aches, but through coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and physical body vibrate as one, the quantum field listens clearly. That's when manifestation accelerates. That's when synchronicities fall into place like music. That's when the universe begins to speak back. Because now you're speaking its language. Let's ground this into something real. When you feel gratitude, not performative, not forced, but real, embodied, soul-deep gratitude, your heart emits a harmonious magnetic field. Your brain syncs to that same rhythm. And what's created in that moment is coherence, a measurable, powerful state that turns intention into quantum clarity. This is not wishful thinking. It's documented. It's science. The Heart Math Institute has shown it. Your body becomes a transmitter, and the field, it responds. But most people try to manifest from a place of emptiness. They push harder, think harder, pray harder, but energy doesn't lie. The field doesn't hear your words. It feels your frequency. So when you say, I am abundant, but your energy hums with fear, you don't attract abundance. You mirror the fear. This is why things don't shift, even when you're trying so hard. Because the field isn't responding to your effort. It's responding to your embodiment. So what do? Stop convincing. Start aligning. Don't chase the outcome. Become the frequency. If you desire love, be love. If you crave freedom, breathe it, live it. Vibrate as if it's already here. This isn't fantasy. This is quantum instruction. The field isn't judging you. It's not punishing you. It's not testing your worth. It is simply mirroring your most coherent signal. And the more your mind, your heart, and your body speak the same frequency, the faster, the clearer, and the more magical your manifestations become. So let this truth settle in. You were never meant to force a new reality. You were meant to become it. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming a new vibration, and the universe will match it. So pause, breathe, and ask yourself, from this higher place within, if the field reflects everything I feel, what frequency will I choose to become next? Because if the field responds not to your wishes, but to who you are being, then this changes everything. You're not chasing realities. You are the access point. The universe doesn't move toward you, it moves through you in response to your signal. You are not an outsider peering in. You are the portal through which infinite timelines collapse into form. This is not poetic. This is quantum, vibrational mechanics. Every choice you make, every emotion you breathe, every thought you allow, radiates a frequency, and that frequency selects the version of reality you are eligible to experience. You are not manifesting a single moment. You are curating a living vibrational landscape. One pulse, one shift, one intention at a time, which means your identity is never fixed. It is fluid, malleable. With each aligned breath, you step closer to the parallel version of you who already lives the love, the peace, the wealth, the freedom. And here's the stunning truth. That version of you is not a fantasy. It's a real energetic blueprint, already encoded in the quantum field. The only reason you haven't touched it yet is because your current frequency is tuned to a different reality. And the bridge from here to there is not time, it's alignment. This is the great reversal. We've been taught, act more, push harder, try faster. But the field does not reward effort. It reflects embodiment. Just like a radio doesn't chase a song, it simply matches the frequency. So it is with your life. You don't bring your dream into reality, you tune into it. And through you, through your presence, it materializes. You are the bridge. You are the tuning fork. You are the collapse point. And your greatest power does not lie in what you can force, but in what you can become. That's why the present moment is sacred, because every new version of reality can only enter through the now. Not through memory, not through hope, but through presence, through your felt state. When you shift here, reality shifts there. So how do you begin to live as the portal? It's not complex, but it is sacred. You begin by anchoring into the emotional state of the version of you who already has it. Not pretending, not wishing, but embodying. In the way you breathe, in how you hold your spine, in how you speak to yourself in silence. You stop repeating, "I'm not there yet," and you step fully into, "This is who I am now." And every time you visualize with emotion, with every conscious breath, you're tuning your body into a signal, not of lack, but of arrival. Each time you breathe with intention, each time you speak as if it's already done, not to pretend, but to feel, you are collapsing into a new frequency. And something profound begins to unfold. You stop waiting, you stop needing, you stop seeking, because your nervous system no longer vibrates with absence. Your thoughts no longer echo separation. Your field, once scattered, becomes coherent. And in that still, crystalline coherence, a new timeline appears, not as a reward, not as a coincidence, but as a mirror. Because you are no longer manifesting a thing, you are becoming the frequency that can hold it. And when you hold it, in body, in breath, in being, the quantum field, faithful, neutral, precise, brings it into form through you. So ask yourself now, with quiet honesty, if I am the portal, which version of myself am I ready to let through? Because the field is listening, not to your words, but to your vibration. And there is a frequency, soft, ancient, and subtle, that doesn't force, doesn't chase, doesn't plead. It simply is. The frequency of unification, the code of coherence, the signature of remembrance. Not when you control the field, but when you remember, you already are the field, expressing itself through this body, through this breath, through this now. And when that truth finally takes root, no technique, no affirmation, no effort can replicate the power that blooms. You no longer see your desires as distant. You feel them as familiar. You no longer speak to the universe with longing. You vibrate with fulfillment. And the field, always accurate, always elegant, mirrors that frequency with stunning clarity. This is the end of seeking and the beginning of embodying, because you were never truly separated from what you desire. You were simply tuned to a version of self that couldn't yet hold it. But now, after this remembering, you feel different. You sense the world differently. Because now you know, the field isn't out there. It lives within you, in the stillness beneath thought, in the silence between your cells, in the space inside each sacred breath. And when your mind stops grasping and your heart begins trusting, this is when the miracle begins. Reality stops feeling like something to chase and becomes something you allow. You no longer need signs, because you are the sign. You speak less and feel more. You wait less and radiate more, because now you know what you've been seeking was not arriving. It was awakening. It's already here, waiting for your coherence. And coherence is not perfection, it's presence, a gentle return to the now, a choice to feel, even before the form appears, to walk as if it's already done, not in rush, but in reverence. So as this video fades, don't race back into the noise. Pause. Let this frequency settle into your skin. Let your nervous system rewire for stillness. Let the field remember you. As you remember what you've always been, you are not late, not lost, not lacking. You are awakening. And in your surrender, not to effort, but to essence, the quantum field bows to your coherence and whispers, "Welcome home. I've been waiting." If something deep within you stirred today, follow that signal. Subscribe not just to a channel, but to a frequency. This is a sanctuary for remembrance, resonance, and realignment. And if your soul longs to go deeper, our quiet circle awaits you. Tap the link in the pinned comment to join the Quantum Shift newsletter, a space where we don't just think truth, we become it. Welcome to the field.